Well, anyway, that was the Dokken experience last week's. But as I mentioned during the story there, John Levin had mentioned to me about the whole RATT thing, and you and I got to talking a little bit about the whole RATT thing.
Yeah.
And you and I have our ears to the ground per se.
Yes.
And you got a little insight this week about, what the RATT fans might encounter.
Yes. Now, again, this is all rumor, and I'll just say it point blank. It's not rumor that came from somebody initials SP or JC. So take it as what that is. But the latest rumor that I've heard is that, one, everybody and their brother was asked. Everybody in LA has been asked to do it, and just about everybody turned it down because nobody wants the legal hassle. But the two names I've heard that are the guys are Dave Marshall of Metal Church fame?
Yeah, Metal Church from 30 years ago.
Yeah, from the 90s Metal Church or 80s Metal Church. And the great Joe Holmes. Anyone? Joe Holmes from, of course, Ozzy.
Right.
What did he play? Did he play on Perry Mason?
Played
on Osmosis, but did he play on Perry Mason?
I don't recall. I don't know exactly what tracks he played on.
Yeah, I don't know, but that's who I'm hearing.
Okay.
I heard Dave Marshall and I heard Joe Holmes.
Okay, how about drummer?
I have not heard, although I don't know that what's his name is out, is he? The guy that played in Dokken and Megadeth.
Yeah, that guy.
DeGrasso.
Yeah, Jimmy DeGrasso.
I haven't heard that he's out. Have you?
I haven't heard, no.
Yeah, I have not heard that he's out. So, I mean, again, I don't know that any of that's true. I heard it from somebody that is definitely in the mix, that, is right more than wrong, but has been wrong before.
Right.
So who knows? I don't know. But those are the names that I've heard. And I did hear for sure that everybody and their brother was asked.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, didn't happen.
Well, I mean, George Lynch mentioned it on the Freddie Trunk show.
Yes, on Freddie Trunk.
And John Levin told me last week that he was asked.
Yeah, so I don't know. It just sounds like a real disaster.
Mm.
Have we been on the air since I talked to Blotz?
Yes, I think.
Have we?
Maybe not.
I don't think so. Because I think the first week was the week that you and Bob did.
Yeah, that's right. It was.
Did you guys talk about it?
No, not at all.
Should we talk about it?
Well, it's up to you. I mean, you're the one who had the full exchange with him.
Yeah, well, you heard it. I mean, you heard of it.
Yeah, I heard the recorded conversation, but you were the guy who was having the conversation.
Yeah. So, just to put it, I'll put it out there briefly, and if we have talked about it, then somebody tell me. But as we have been talking, we've been going back and forth with Blotz, and the last time we were on the show was when you got that email from Blotz.
Yeah, it was the week before that, right?
Yeah. And that said that he wanted a list of questions,
right?
We basically answered and said, nah, that's not going to happen. But I ended up reaching out to Bobby, and I spoke to Bobby for an hour and a half.
Yeah, it was quite a long conversation.
It was a long conversation, and we ironed out some things. Bobby is willing to come on the show. Did you get that message? Did you get that he's willing to come on?
Yes, he's willing to come on.
He's willing to come on. He definitely has some issues with some of the things that we've said.
Right.
Specifically me. He does not like the fact that I called him fucking Blotzer. And to be fair, I'm going to try not to do that. And while this works out, while this whole thing, not just getting him on the show, but in general, I think he made a fair point about that. His point was, who's going to like that? Who's going to like that? And I was like, well, dude, you kind of set yourself up that way when you're when you're on social media slapping people, but the long and the short of it was he didn't agree. He was really, really upset with us about letting Jason Green go crazy.
Right. But that was 2 years ago or more.
Right. Well, and he said that he thought he came on and dealt with that with us.
Okay.
But I made that very clear to him that he did not.
No, he didn't. He wrote a few emails. He left us a couple of voicemails.
Right.
And that's about where it ended.
Right. And then, even though we knew that he was not real happy about the Rat Lives Matter, he said that he didn't remember that at all.
Okay.
And you heard me go back and forth with him on that. I was like, dude, you left voicemails. You clearly were offended by that. But I don't know. I came out of the conversation. I personally came out of the conversation. It's funny because for a lot of it, and tell me if you felt the same way listening to it, for a lot of it, I felt like it wasn't going to happen. I felt like he really wanted nothing to do with us.
Well, I kind of got the feeling not so much that it had anything to do with us specifically. Mm-hmm. It's just what new ground could I possibly cover that I haven't covered already by being on what's his face's podcast up there in the
Mitch LaFon.
Yeah, with his lawyer and all that shit.
Yeah.
It's like I've said this, I've said it repeatedly here and there and whatever. What else could I bring to the table that I haven't already said already?
Right. And my answer to that was, well, then if you're upset with something that was said on our show, and we're opening the door to you to address it, you should take that step. That's pretty much what I said to him. And that, and I reassured him. How many times did I reassure him that we would not sandbag him? 20?
Yeah.
I said it over and over. I said, dude, we are not going to fucking have you on and just shit on you.
Right.
We're going to let you say your piece no matter how long that takes. I even told him, I said, we got 6 fucking hours if you want to go into it. And you know what? I'm starting to regret that. The fact that him and I just talking about it was an hour and a half.
Well, when he was on Eddie Trunk, he was on there for an hour and a half.
Yeah. I mean, he likes to talk.
He does.
There's no doubt about that. And dude, it's the weirdest thing because I came out of it thinking that of all the Rat guys I know, he's probably the guy I would probably get along with the best because he does shit talk a little bit, but he believes whatever he says.
Right.
I got no indication at all that anything he's ever said he does not believe to this day. I really got the thought that if he says it, he believes it. So I did throw him a text. He had asked me to throw him a text the Friday that they went back to court.
Okay.
I did not hear back. So I don't know if that means that the court thing didn't happen or didn't go well or what, but I'm going to throw him another email and say, hey, dude, where are we at here? But he, for those, and the question, I'm surprised it hasn't come up in the chat room, but he specifically asked me to not broadcast the conversation that we had.
Yeah.
And I'm going to honor that. He said we could talk about it. And now you heard the conversation. He said specifically we could talk about it.
Sure.
But he asked me not to play it. And I said, okay, fair enough. So we will have Bobby on. He wants to wait until some of this courtroom stuff works its way out. But he will come on. So that's where we stand.
Okay.
And he's not hating us as much as I think he might have going into that call.
Hater.
At least me. He might hate you.
Why would he hate me?
I don't know. Why did he hate me? I didn't understand why he hated me.
Yeah. Because you said fucking Blotzer.
I know, but I mean, dude, of all the things that he's been called the last 2 years, is that really the worst? Well, I mean, geez.
Well, he's taking everybody down one at a time.
I guess I was, in the crosshairs.
Yeah. Or you were the guy who was available to take the call.
Yeah, well, I will say I was surprised he took the call. Honestly, that's a bold move.
Sure.
I think he was surprised I made the call.
And you did.
And I did. So it is definitely interesting to be in this world now where we're actually like in the middle of some of this bullshit.
I would have never guessed that 30 years ago.
I would have never either. I even told him the story about sneaking out to go see RATT and Cheap Trick play, in Indiana. He remembered the gig.
In Indianapolis?
Yeah, and he remembered the gig, and he remembered that it was New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
I was like, look at that. That's pretty good memory. It was 1986, 7, something like that. But, yeah. So in any event, we had the conversation, and it seems like we will have a live
our fans. So good. Wow.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
The look on Todd's face. It's like someone kicked in the door.
Right.
And he's sitting there with the KFC. I'm just trying to eat.
Yeah. Just trying to enjoy this delicious catering.
Oh man. If you're not in the chat room right now and you're catching this on replay, you are missing out. Holy fuck, is that funny?
Yeah, the fans are the best, man.
God damn it, that's funny.
That's great. All right. Is that it?
That's it.
All right. Well, let's play some tunage.
All right.
Let's see. I'm looking forward to the new Stephen Pearcy solo, which is going to be out later this year.
Sure.
That's the story. It's going to be out on Frontiers Records, which, by the way, did you see that swipe that Jack Russell took at Jizzy Pearl?
No, what did he say? Oh, yes, I did. Yes, I did. I think I sent it to you about look, I'm not no Jizzy Pearl.
No, that's not what he said.
What did he say?
Jack Russell's Great White.
Yeah.
They're going to record a new record.
Right.
But they're going to do it for Cleopatra Records.
Right.
And the last one that they did, they released on Frontiers Records.
Yeah.
And Jack was not happy with the lack of promotion that he felt Frontiers had for his last record. He didn't feel it got represented as well as it could have.
Right.
But in this day and age, I mean, where is Frontiers going to represent a record?
Yeah. Here. Classic metal.
Yeah, it's like where is what kind of push can Frontiers do?
Not much.
So he was just like, they were really good and they were really happy to have me, and I was glad to record the record for them. But they're getting to the point now that they're signing people like Jizzy Pearl. They'll just sign anybody.
Meanwhile, Jizzy's record was 10 times better than that Jack Russell's Great White record.
He's like, at this point, they'll just sign anybody.
Yeah, I know. That I did see that. What a slap.
I was like, wow. No offense to Jizzy. Well, yeah. How else could you take it?
How can he not take that as offensive?
Right.
Dude, speaking of that, what about my dust up with our friends in the Bullet Boys and Enough's Enough this week or last week?
Oh yeah, with Chip giving you a little tongue lashing.
A Chip and then the Bullet Boys too, which I'm assuming is Mark.
I didn't see the Bullet Boys thing.
Oh yeah, I got another slap from the Bullet Boys too.
I didn't see that. What did? Well, I saw that Chip hit you and said, why so negative, Chris? I thought you were going to support your brothers in metal.
It's so stupid. I've been doing this thing. I'm trying to get more active on YouTube.
Right.
By doing these classic metal questions of the day. And I just record 4 or 5 little things that are going on, and I release one a day. And it's, it's just to keep everybody engaged. And truth be told, it was because we were off for a long time.
Sure.
That I thought, well, at least if I do these couple of videos, it gives people something new, something live, some
little bit of content. Sure.
Yeah. Just that's why I released 2 or 3 interviews during the time we've been off too, just to try and give everybody a little bit of content. So I did one. They announced this tour, the Sirius XM Hair Nation tour.
Right.
Of this summer, and it's Enough's Enough, the Bullet Boys, and Jack Russell's Great White.
Yeah.
Is the main band. And they're playing gigs at really large places. They're playing gigs at like the House of Blues everywhere, every House of Blues is like 1,800 seats, right?
Anywhere between like 1,000 and 1,800.
Yeah, so I mean these are decent sized rooms,
right?
And I just said, you know, and I didn't go back and watch it, but I'm pretty sure I said, look, I love these guys. I'm friends with these guys. I want them to do well, but this tour is not going to do well. You know, I stick to that. I'm not backing down from that. I do not think this tour is going to do well, and I think a lot of the gigs are going to get canceled. Because I mean, they're either going to get canceled or they're going to get papered.
Right.
And for people that don't know what that means, it means that the promoter will just give out free tickets
or give away two for one and stuff like that.
Yeah, Groupon, you know, shit like that. You know, and that's no offense to these guys. I want them all to do well. Look, nothing would make me happier than if a tour with Jack Russell's Great White, Enough's Enough, and the Bullet Boys sold 1,800 tickets in 30 cities. I would be very happy for all three bands, and I hope it does do that. But I honestly don't believe that. So I said it in this video. This video wasn't long, and it certainly wasn't like these bands suck a bag of dicks. You know, there's no way can they sell any fucking tickets. I hope they all fucking die. You know, that's not what I said. Well, of course, when the thing goes up on Twitter, I get this message from Chip saying, you know, that I'm being a hater and, you know, I should be more supportive.
Yeah,
and
you're being very negative.
Yeah, I'm not part, you know, as the classic metal show, I should be supporting those that are still doing it and this and that. I'm like, when have I not been supportive? You know, I just did an interview with Mark. I just what, a month and a half ago, gave a glowing review to Jack Russell. Went to one of the shows, right? Wasn't that like a month ago?
Yeah, you did.
So that's two of the three, and I just haven't seen Chip or any music from Chip, but that new song I actually shared with our audience too before this fucking thing. I was like, what am I doing that's not fucking supportive here? Just because I said that I don't think these shows are gonna do well? Well, sorry, dude, I do a fucking 6-hour talk show.
Well,
you didn't
say, man, this is going to be the greatest tour ever, and I think this lineup is the best ever, and everybody should go out and see it because it's going to be, you know, an event you shouldn't miss.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, I have to live with my credibility hit that I would take from that. You know, I'm the one that, you know, one of the reasons that we see every single day on the fucking Facebook and on the Twitter and in our comments and emails and everything else is the reason people like us is because we're honest.
Yeah.
Because we're real. And you know what? I was being real there. I don't think it's going to sell well. I think a lot of those gigs are going to get canceled. And I hope I'm wrong. And I have no problem saying I hope I'm wrong on that. But,
yeah, but you don't have to say it, man.
Yeah, well,
you don't have to instill doubt in people's heads.
Well, then let's just talk only about happy shit,
right?
Okay?
Well, that's the whole idea, isn't it, though?
Yeah, let's just talk happy times, Chip. Let's talk about the best 5 tasting flavors of weed, okay? Because that's a happy topic. I mean, fucking A, dude. I've never been I've never been supportive of Enough's Enough. Me? Come on. I think I've supported everything that they've done for 20 years.
Yeah, of course you have. But, you know, I get where he's coming from, but I don't fault you for speaking your mind. But the thing is that in that context, the idea there is, well, we know that it's going to be a tough sell, but you don't have to confirm it.
Yeah, well, you know, I was surprised that he got all shitty with me about it. And
I'm surprised he saw what you said.
Well, that I was surprised about too. In a way, that's a gold star.
Yeah, it's like, well, people are paying attention to what I say.
Yeah, I mean that's a gold star, and certainly I understand that, you know, I'm going to take heat for whatever I do, but you know, I mean, come on. It would be one thing if this was like Bret Michaels hitting me back and saying what an asshole I am for saying that he's a bag of shit.
Right.
that okay, fair enough. That's a fair criticism because I don't like him, and if he heard something of us talking about how much I don't like him, he could certainly fire back. But good God, have we not been overly supportive of Enough's Enough and Jack Russell and the Bullet Boys? Yes, no?
Absolutely.
What have we not supported that those guys have done? That's what made me annoyed about it. I was like, what have we not supported ever? Dude, there's a lot of people that don't like Enough's Enough specifically. That think that they're just a bad rip-off Beatles band or whatever.
Right. I've
always fought that battle. Always have. I'm a huge, huge fan of the band. I've seen them 30 times. I've traveled to see them. One of the few bands I've ever gone to another city to go see. Because I am a fan. But now I'm not supportive? Come on, dude. You know better than that. And if he, and what he should do is come on and promote the fucking tour.
Right.
Honestly, and you know what? And I may just hit him back up. I might hit him back up and say, dude, come on the show. If you've got a grievance to air it. But ultimately, we want to help you sell the show. I want you to prove me wrong that these shows don't get canceled. I want you to prove that. Do it. It's fine. I'll promote his new record, Diamond. What is it, Diamond Boy or something?
Yeah, I don't even know, to be honest with you.
He has a cool song. I heard the one video. It was pretty good. But, I also found it ironic, and I didn't bring that up. I should have, that the Bullet Boys are on this hair metal tour when not 1 month earlier, Mark told me specifically they weren't going to tour with hair metal bands anymore.
Right.
He said specifically that that's not what we're going to do anymore. And then 3 weeks later, he's announced on the Hair Metal Nation tour. Dude, what are you doing? Yeah, it's been an interesting couple of weeks, hasn't it?
Well,
we didn't do shows, but
what did they hit you back? What did the Bullet Boys say?
They hit me back with a yeah, Chip, telling it the way it is. It was one of those things.
Yeah, pal.
Yeah, pal. Telling it the way it is.
Right.
But, I mean, it's just the irony of that I'm not supportive of those three bands. Hell, I'm supportive of every band. Is it any secret at all to anybody that I'm not a fan of Poison?
No, not at all.
Everybody sort of gets that, right? I mean, that's pretty well known.
True.
And did I not just do a pretty solid 30-minute interview with Ricky Rocket?
You did.
And it was actually good. And I complimented him on what he's doing, and we had a nice chat, and I promoted his tour. And, I'm certainly capable of promoting stuff that I'm not into. So for fuck's sake. But now I'm gonna turn on guys that have been boys, specifically Chip. Now I'm turning on somebody that's been a brother for 20 fucking years. Fuck that. Fucking made me sick.
These guys still got to make a coin, I guess. So any bit of support they can get, I guess they need.
Okay, but did I not say the name of the tour 3 times?
You did, but you were being doubtful.
Okay, well, look, Chip, I love you as a brother, dude. But let me just be honest to you here. If anybody tells you that the reason they're not going to the gig is because Chris Aiken said that it might not fucking happen, they're lying to you. They're lying to you. They're just not going because they weren't going to go. Chris Aiken has sold no tickets to any show ever. The word of me is not a deterrent to go or a promotion to go.
Right.
It's just not.
Yeah.
I was definitely frustrated by that one because it was Chip.
Yeah.
And I really, I don't have hard feelings, but I definitely was like, man, oh man, Chip has been a friend forever.
Yeah, I've known Chip for 20 years.
I have too. In fact, Chip's one of the few that I think we both knew separately and then ended up, when we were doing the show together, then we ended up having some fun doing stuff with him collectively.
Right.
But we both, I'm a huge fan of Enough's Enough, which I know a lot of people just don't like, but I loved Enough's Enough.
Mm-hmm.
Still do. Even without Donnie, I can still, when Chip did that record, I supported that whatever that record was called, his solo record. I was right there supporting him on that, talking about the video, talking about the album. Frustrating, man. I guess this is the new way of the show, man. Now that we're more paid attention to or whatever.
I guess.
We're going to get more backlash for every little stupid thing. I guess before, when we were everybody's little secret, nobody wanted to complain much.
Now we're higher profile, man.
Yeah, well, you see, it's really backing me off.
Yeah.
Nah, that's not going to happen. I'm not backing off, and I don't back off of anything. I didn't take the video down. I won't take the video down, and I won't send out a retraction to it. I stand by what I said.
You're not going to apologize?
No, absolutely not. I don't think the shows are all going to. I think some of the shows are going to get canceled.
Right.
I do think that. I hope I'm wrong. I think I said it. Even did you watch the video? I can't remember the video.
I saw it.
Did I not say I hope I'm wrong?
Yeah.
I said that. So there's nothing to be mad about.
Nope.
I think I'm just in a shit mood.
Yeah, stop being so negative, pal.
Yeah, pal.
Yeah. All right, well, let's jump into a few tunes here. We talked about the RATT thing. Stephen Pearcy put out a CD a few years back. I can't believe it's already been 12 years. But
what record?
Since he put out, he did the remakes of all the RATT songs.
Oh, I thought you were going to say since the one with Lollipop.
No. It was Rat Attack.
Oh yeah, Rat Attack.
And he re-recorded a lot of the RATT tunes, and he used and speaking of people who were asked to be in the band, but he re-recorded a lot of the RATT tunes with people like Warren Zevon and George Lynch and a bunch of people, kind of Jakey Lee stepped in, and so all these songs were re-recorded with a bunch of different musicians that were friends of Steven.
Right.
So I'm going to play the re-recorded version of I'm Insane.
All right, cool.
Because it's an insane situation with RATT.
Yes, it is.
All right, we're going to play a couple of tunes. We'll be back, and we'll do some more stuff. So here it is. It's Stephen Pearcy's RATT exclusively here
on your Classic Metal Show.
Hi, this is Stephen Pearcy. We're going to go round and round on the Classic Metal Show.